So BlackBerry, right? I mean, yeah, Nokia are also rebuilding their phone business, but another fallen giant would be BlackBerry, losing out the likes of Android and obviously the iOS users as well. So BlackBerry 10 is supposed to really revolutionize the way we use a BlackBerry, and a big focus is going to be on the social aspect. So we reached out and successfully contacted the VP of BlackBerry Messenger and Social, T.A. McCann, to really talk about the strategy heading into the launch.
Hello, you're with me, Cherish Lau, and today we have a very special guest on Gadget Nation. He's the VP of BBM and Social at BlackBerry, T.A. McCann. And because just recently BlackBerry 10 has a global launch on January 30th, 2013. So that's the reason why we want to look deeper into what BlackBerry 10 has to offer in terms of social. So, hi TA, it's a pleasure to have you on the show today. And connecting with you via WebEx is just awesome, how technology has advanced. So my first question would be, how do you build on the strength that of the BlackBerry Messenger and then integrate the service that you bring from Gist and then integrate it into BlackBerry 10 operating system?
Yeah, thanks first of all very much for having me. With BlackBerry 10, it was pretty exciting, specifically around BBM. The big advances that we made were really around voice, video, and screen sharing. So now instead of just chatting with your friends, you can easily move to a voice call or a video call or a screen share. And within screen sharing, you can share a document, you could share pictures, you could share a slideshow, you could even share your camera to show somebody exactly what you're looking at that point in time. So that was a pretty big advance that we've had on video, screen share, and really taking the concept of real-time chat, which was really pioneered by BBM, into what we call real-time engagement. Specifically with the contact manager, I was the founder and CEO of a company called Gist, which BlackBerry acquired about 2 years ago. And Gist was really a social contact manager. So it focused on understanding that a person has an email address and they may be on Facebook and they may be on Twitter or LinkedIn or a variety of other places online. And we really wanted to bring that all together into one place. And if you look at the contacts application specifically on BlackBerry 10, we've done just that. So when you add a contact via email, we automatically discover them on BBM, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and then you can see that whole contact record as part of their contact. So you can communicate with them in a lot of different ways, as well as connecting with them. And even inside the contact manager, we're dynamic in bringing in information. So when you open up a contact record, you can see the person's latest Facebook update, their latest tweet, their latest LinkedIn update, and even news about their company, which is automatically being discovered and delivered. And we've integrated that contact address book deeply into the overall operating system. So when you're looking at an email, you can just click on the name on the email and it immediately drives you into the contacts application, and then again finds them on LinkedIn or Twitter or Facebook or BBM and allows you to connect with them directly to communicate even through a different channel. So it's deep integration, it's social contact managers, and it's very rich chat to engagement around BBM.
I can see that the service that you already have created right now, it's really extensive, it's very comprehensive. So what is the next step forward for social at BBM, especially looking at what are the new features that you want to bring in terms of social?
We're going to continue to expand the concept of engagement well beyond what we've just done with voice, video, and screen share. And a good example of this, as you may have seen, just today we announced that in Indonesia we are launching BBM Money. So the ability for people to transfer money to each other right out of BBM. So I can just take my list, I can find my friends, and I can transfer money to them. This is a limited trial. We're just starting in Indonesia, and we hope that it goes well and we'll expand it into other places. So that's an example of something which is much beyond a concept of just chat and something more around engagement.
I have one question that I come from non-BlackBerry user kind of background, but then if let's say some of my colleagues in the office, they use BlackBerry, right? And then if they want to use most of the features that you offer on BlackBerry 10, so they can just upgrade to BlackBerry 10 and then start using the exciting new features on the operating system? or should they get the new device so that they can get the full feature of everything that BB10 offers?
Well, we've tried to do a little bit of both. So if you look at what we've done on BBOS, as we call it, the operating system that runs BlackBerry 5, BlackBerry 6, BlackBerry 7, we launched in the fall free voice calling on BBOS. So now somebody who may be in Malaysia who wants to call somebody in England or the United States can do that for free using BBM voice over a Wi-Fi connection. So we are continuing to invest on both BBOS and BB10. Clearly the premium experience is on the BlackBerry 10 device, where we take it a couple of steps beyond just voice, but at the same time as even for BlackBerry subscribers who are using a BlackBerry 5 or 6 or 7 device, they continue to get features as well.
Okay, and next I would like to touch a little bit about innovation, because the team that you bring in, because your company basically got acquired by back then Research in Motion and now BlackBerry, right? So when we talk about innovation, the question is whether or not a tech giant, they have the ability to work on innovation within their R&D center, or is it that that you see in Silicon Valley or in the United States? A lot of the example is the startups. They came up with a lot of disruptive ideas, and then they get skill really fast, and then the bigger tech giant sees that that's a threat or that's an opportunity, then they acquire it. So looking forward, do you think that bigger companies, not just BlackBerry, but some other, Apple, maybe Google, and some other bigger companies, Facebook, do you think it will be still coming from the startup culture? Because you're an entrepreneur yourself, right? So what do you say? How do you project the future of innovation?
Well, I believe strongly in entrepreneurial and small development teams methodology. So development teams that are somewhere between 3 to 15 people. So those would be generally considered to be small development teams. When GIST was acquired, we were 14 technical people in the company, so relatively small, but right in that sweet spot. Most large software companies are organized with very large development teams that all work on the same sort of projects. And I think the companies that are going to drive innovation the fastest are people who organize in these relatively small, somewhat autonomous, meaning they can work on their own sort of teams. If you look at Google, most of the teams are similar to that. They're somewhere between 5 and 15 developers with maybe a product manager, and they are working almost independently with their ability to ship product at their own pace. If you look at Amazon.com, which is also here in Seattle where I'm based, similar sort of approach. We're seeing this working inside BlackBerry now, where different teams are of that similar size are somewhat decoupled from some of the larger sort of product initiatives, and allows them to move much more quickly, to get product to customers more quickly, and even the method of how we deliver that value in specific applications like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Foursquare, or even BBM, because we have a vehicle to get value to customers without it having to be constrained to everybody else getting their stuff done on the same time. So I think small development teams, largely autonomous, mostly engineering-led, and with the ability to get their product to market as fast as they can, will lead to more innovation. That's normally what startups look like, but you're seeing this evolve into much larger software companies as well.